Pure as driven snow, his buddy agreed. I looked at the clock. Like I said, business was slow, and I was getting tired of ducking the landlord. You got money? All grins. Buzzcut dug into his pocket and pulled out a wad of cash. I swore under my breath and motioned them to the beat-up barber chair in the middle of the room. Set him there. They plopped him down. I popped a sterilized pack and began prepping a tip. What do you have in mind? You know, Buzzcut said. Do your hocus-pocus thing. My what? Where you tat out his future, like you did me. He pulled up his sleeve to show a broken heart spurting blood from a bullet shooting through it. I'm gonna be a heartbreaker, man. He grinned at his buddy. A real lady killer. Ain't that right, Brenda? If you say so. Chicks go for a man in uniform. Wherever they send me, I'm gonna leave a long line of broken hearts. I rolled up Cowboy's sleeve and started prepping the arm. So do the same for him, Buzzcut said. Tat out his future. You really do that? His pal said. I reached for a blade and began shaving the arm. I just ink what I see. Well, shoot, do my future too. You ain't got one. Huh? They both laugh, thinking it's sarcasm. I wish it was. I sterilize and goop the arm, all the time staring at it. So how much? Buzzcut says. Freeform? It was a lie. Like I said, I'd been sketching stencils for a week, but they didn't have to know. Sure. $250, I said. Half now, half on completion. So that's... Thinking wasn't his specialty, so I gave him a hand. $150 now, $150 when the job's done. Sweet. He peeled off the bills, counting as he set them in my palm. 50, 100, 150. He figured he was done, but like I said, it was a slow week, and he was a slow thinker. I gave him a look and glanced at my hand, making it clear he was short. Oh, right. He peeled off another 50. I gotta piss, his buddy said. Buzzcut nods. He motions to the empty bottle in his hand. And it's time for a recharge. His buddy leans over Cowboy and says, Don't go nowhere, pal. We'll be right back. Buzzcut adds, Get some sleep. It'll be over before you know it. Cowboy doesn't answer, so he shakes him. Hey! Hey! He opens his eyes. Get some sleep. He nods and drops back off. The boys turned and headed for the door. I stared at the arm, pretending to wait for an image to form. But as soon as they're gone, I crossed to the desk and pulled out the stencil I'd been working on. 4 grown-ups and a 10-year-old kid walking toward us. I didn't recognize the kid or 2 of the adults, but like I said, I recognized Cowboy, and I recognized the woman beside him. Black, a few years older, dreadlocks. A dead ringer for me. The job took less than an hour. Another hour passed, and still no one showed. It was late, and I'd had it. I tossed down the magazine, I butted out my cigarette, and crossed over to him. He was snoring like a chainsaw. I shook him. Hey. He kept snoring. I shook harder. Hey. He opened one eye, gave a polite, Howdy, and went back to sleep. I shook him again. Your friends? Where are your friends? Nothing. Enough was enough. I lifted his arm and slipped under it. Getting him to his feet wasn't as easy. Come on, I said. A little help wouldn't hurt. Somehow, I got him to the door. I hit the lights with my elbow, staggered outside, and leaned him against the wall to lock up. I barely got out my keys before he started sliding. No, no, no. He hit the sidewalk with a thud. I finished locking up and knelt down to him. Hey, Cowboy.